So fascinating. I have so many follow-up questions to perhaps almost every part of your journey, but I will ask you very specifically in a very chronological manner, starting from the first fact. You've mentioned that you were a first-generation lawyer, and you've
Yep.
had to experience the struggles that usually all the first-generation lawyers have to face. We, as law students who obviously look forward to litigation, are often intimidated by the fact that litigation is very difficult for first-generation lawyers. How did you overcome those challenges? I mean, obviously you talked about your experience as the first jobs that you talk about, but were there other such obstacles that you faced, and how did you overcome them?
Of course, many, and I still do. I mean, if I was a second or a third generation lawyer, a lot
Mhm.
of things would be set. My clerks wouldn't run away. I would have a stenographer passed down from my father who would know exactly what to type. You're at a loss. You're like a small dinghy boat in the vast ocean as a litigation lawyer.
Right.
If you're a first generation litigation lawyer,
Mhm.
I believe, that's my belief, a
Right.
litigation lawyer, especially a criminal lawyer or a constitutional lawyer,
Mhm.
I believe that we are the last bastions of democracy. I,
Wow.
I honestly believe that. I believe that we are the protector of the realms. If you're a Game of Thrones fan, you're the night guard.
Yes, yes, yes.
Because imagine that if
Mhm.
there weren't any criminal lawyers,
Right.
imagine if there weren't any litigation lawyers,
Mhm.
you would have the prosecution or the government road rolling over the entire country. You stop them, you question them, you challenge them every day. And that itself
Right.
is amazing. It
Mhm.
doesn't really matter whether you win or lose. The fact is that you question the government, that you
Right.
question the prosecution, that you question the investigating officer, that you
Mhm.
stand in the court and you know that there's this client and the entire state machinery is against him, but you're standing tall. Deep
Mhm.
inside, you're scared out of your wits, but you're standing tall, right?
Right. Right. Right, sir.
So, if you believe that, and if you're proud of the fact that as a litigation lawyer, it's not
Mhm.
it's not just about earning your daily wages, so to say. It's not just about making enough that I go home with something, but the fact that you are somehow protecting democracy, that you're protecting liberty, that you're protecting humanity.
Mhm.
This is the higher purpose as
Yeah.
a litigation lawyer.
Right.
And so it doesn't really matter. As a first generation lawyer, a lot of difficulties. I didn't have a chamber. I couldn't afford a chamber. I used to sit in Tisazari outside the Gold Canteen. There used to be a tree, and I used to
Mhm.
sit under that 20 plus years back. It was called Scandal Point. The
Mhm.
strategy was that if you arrive in Tisazari at 9:15,
Mhm.
you would find that table empty, and you could then set your shop there, so to say. And I'll tell you something really funny, and I don't think anybody else knows this, but I
Mhm.
would have. So that tree was shared by a shoe polish wala, and
Wow.
whenever my client would come,
Mhm.
irrespective whether he's paying me or not, that bugger shoe wala would come and take the shoes to polish. And
Wow.
at the end of the day, if I made money or not wasn't important, but the shoe wala would be there for 45 rupees or 50 rupees for all the shoe polish that he did for my clients. But
Mhm.
but it's amazing. I mean, that journey is amazing.
Right.
These stories are amazing. And as I said, that you really have to look deep within and and ask yourself,
Mhm.
do you want to be in the business of law, or do you want to be in the profession of law?
Wonderful.
Because trust me, in profession of law, you may think that you will not earn as much as your colleagues were earning. In the business of law are also people who probably join companies, etc.
Mhm.
But I'll tell you a secret, and that's a secret that I've realized, that if you choose to be in the profession of law,
Mhm.
you might not make as much as somebody else that you think who's making, but you will always make enough, as much as you want.
Perfect.
It would be delayed, but it would never be denied.
Right.
So that money that somebody else has earned in the profession of law today,
Mhm.
you might get it after 3 years. But the fact that you're sticking around and you're doing the best you can, that you're preparing your brief, that you're going to the court day in and day out and fighting the system,
Mhm.
your time will come. It is inevitable. That
Right,
movie,
sir.
Apna Time, Aayega, inevitable.
Right, sir.